Um, this would be a short one probably. At some point, they tapped Samuel Jackson and said, "You know what? Someone drew you as Nick Fury, and we were thinking, so you'd probably be a pretty good Nick Fury, right?" He became Nick Fury. He signed some 9-picture, $90 million contract to do that. At the same time, the comic books started to get bigger and bigger. Money was getting really invested in the whole thing. Disney bought out Marvel, but that was part of Marvel's plan to actually make some decent movies. Marvel's been doing an amazing job, and it didn't always matter the studio too. They did well on Fox, they did well on Disney. Even now, Sony's having some success, and all of that. Well, let's just say it like this. I have a collection that I like to talk about, but some of that collection has become digital recently. I still believe in this completely, but there's some things that I don't know if they'd be hard to find or whatever. Really, if I would have looked harder, I could have watched it for free. But I'll look for Sam Jackson, just for like the tiny roles. Like one I know he is not going to be in this movie very long, and that movie was Stan Lee. With great power comes great responsibility. Which is a fluff doc that they made in 2009 or 10, I think. And it was about Stan Lee. And now it's, at the time, I think people were like, this is chronologically screwed up. We're not getting into any of the controversies, considering credit stealing and all that stuff like that. But I don't know. I always feel like he's not trying to steal anybody's credit. He was a real part of all of this stuff, and he was a part for a very long time. And whereas other people may have disappeared, they come back, Stan Lee tried to stayed with it, and really pushed like a different way to write comics, a different way to make heroes, and different, pushed into different medias as well. I think he's an important person. I like the documentary because it gets into a lot of his personal life. I've never seen his wife before. I've never seen her talk, giving a little bit of history of that. It's about Stan Lee. It's hard to not talk about comics at that point, but it's really about Stan Lee. Losing a child, all sorts of stuff that maybe you want to know, maybe you don't want to know. But I like it, especially since, Stan Lee is not with us now. I think this is actually the best time to watch it. I didn't understand how much it hurt me that he was gone. I think the first time I ever saw him was in Mallrats, and I didn't understand. I always, for some reason, that scene, I was like, how did Kevin Smith know that? And at the end of the scene, you go, oh, Stanley made that up, which means Kevin Smith made that up. Okay, well, you can make stuff up. But it was like this amazing piece of information, but yeah, it wasn't true at all. And if you want to see that's fairly good acting of Stan Lee. Most of this stuff, it's just silly, but it was so nice that he's there. You play, including the recent things with Deadpool, and the beautiful intro to Captain Marvel that they just did. And to draw a little full circle, in Captain Marvel, he appears reading the script to Mallrats to give you kind of a time period. if the exploding blockbuster didn't help you with that. So, back to this dude. So how much Samuel L. Jackson is in this documentary? Well, let me show you. I think I cut it right as the Paris Hilton stupidity comes. Basically, as he said, it's just like cut up media press type of stuff. That's all it was. There you go. Look at that guy. Zero in on him. That dude. Go.
86? I look older than he does. The man who kind of changed the face of comics.
That's it.